TheorySabers.com.
Star Wars confirms death of prequel trilogy's most controversial character, Watto. So seems to be a lot of buzz and a little bit of controversy going around the internet that now in canon, Darth Vader has gone back to Tatooine to kill Watto. Now, I covered this in a video as it was Legends content. This was years and years ago, and it was never confirmed that it was Watto, but it was rumored that Darth Vader killed a Toydarian that he was particularly very angry with. So I want to give my take on it, and the comic's not going to be out till March, around my birthday, so that'll be a treat. Marvel, which, by the way, we're probably going to be in Cleveland for Cleveland's Fan Expo. Marvel Comics has seemingly confirmed the death of one of Star Wars' most controversial characters, the fate of Watto, Shmi and her son, Anakin Skywalker's slave master on Tatooine in the prequel trilogy, will finally be addressed in the upcoming second issue of the publisher's Star Wars: The Legacy of Vader. Marvel Star Wars editor Mark Paniccia unveiled a teaser of The Legacy of Vader #2 on X, formerly known as Twitter. Series protagonist Kylo Ren will head to Tatooine in some capacity to explore Vader's history with his home planet, and it is implied the legendary Sith Lord paid his former slave master Watto a fatal visit at one point. Sneak peeks of Star Wars Legacy of Vader #2, Kylo Ren on Tatooine. Sneak peeks of Star Wars Legacy of Vader #2, Kylo Ren on Tatooine. So what I have to say about this is it kind of depends on when Vader went and did this. All right. So if Vader did this near, like, closer to the time of the Revenge of the Sith, then okay, we can kind of accept it. If he did this later on in the timeline, Sidious would have sliced those burnt chestnuts right off of him. He would have been really pissed, because what this does, it tells Sidious that he's still holding on to Anakin, right? He's still angry about all the things. This is why he wanted to let Kenobi go and all this stuff, because all of that is just connection and attachment to Anakin Skywalker, which Sidious knew was very dangerous for his plans. He knew that betrayal could be on the horizon if Vader did not let go of Anakin and kill him. And this is what the Vader fan film really tries to go into depth on, is the killing of Anakin Skywalker by Vader. And we're going to see if he actually does it, or if Palpatine thinks he does it, or there's a lot of story that goes into it beyond just badass fighting. So, Tatooine, why are we here, Venye? This is a nowhere planet. Not to Lord Vader, my prince. Vader must have returned here, taken his revenge. This should not be the story. This should be erased. Yeah, so I mean, look, I don't think that Vader should have gone back to kill Watto if it was like later on. If he does, he needs to have really kept that shit on lock, because if Sidious found out about it, he would have been very grumpy. He would have been very mad, and he would have tortured Vader for sure. Probably like ridiculed him. Like, why would you go back there? And tried to get Vader to fumble and be like, "Oh, he tortured Anakin Skywalker," and be like, "Why does that matter to you?" And it's just Sidious really wouldn't want any of that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how they want to address this. But my thoughts on it are, and we have Kylo Ren hunting down Order 66 Jedi survivors in the new comic series. I mean, it's been like 30 years since Return of the Jedi. That's over 52 years from Revenge of the Sith. All the Order 66 survivors, if they're not dead, they're like old, wrinkly men at this point, or whatever, women. So he's not gonna, like, that's like, Kylo Ren showing up to their crib and being like, "I found you. I'm now gonna finish what Lord Vader started." And they're gonna be like, "Huh? Who are you?" He'll be old at that point. He's probably senile. Although the character perished at the hands of Darth Maul in the non-canonical Star Wars Visionaries comic anthology, so Watto's had like several deaths, and it was never confirmed in the Legends one that I covered, but it was implied. And it was like, why would they ever even mention a Toydarian that Vader killed? And they alluded to the fact that they kind of left it up to interpretation for the reader to be like, "Oh shit, was that Watto?" But then not concrete enough so that if somebody else handling the IP or that story wanted to go back and change that, it wouldn't retcon anything. But as we know with Disney, they don't care what they retcon with comics and books. Watto's death has never been explicitly shown in contemporary continuity or the old expanded universe. Okay. The legacy of Vader could mark the first time fans may witness the Toydarian's demise in graphic detail. Star Wars The Legacy of Vader, number 2 synopsis reads: A return to Tatooine. Kylo Ren seeks out the home planet of his grandfather, Anakin Skywalker. The young tyrant must go up against Gordula the Hutt and her guards and a Rancor. What secrets of the past blow in the harsh sands of Mos Espa? First announced last October, Legacy of Vader debuts its first issue on February 5th. Charles Soule, who oversaw Vader's rise to power in his 2017 Darth Vader run, and artist Luke Ross, known for his... I used to cover the Vader comics a lot, and you guys loved them, and I loved covering them, especially, the Legends ones were amazing, and the canon ones were good. I stopped covering them